Jeff Bezos wasn't building Amazon to sell books. He wasn't even building it to dominate retail. That was just step one. From the beginning, he was building something else entirely. Something bigger, quieter, and more durable than a company. Most people saw a storefront. He saw a system. And that system wasn't designed for profit alone. It was designed for permanence. This isn't a biography. It's a blueprint. We're going to break down how Bezos used Amazon as a launchpad, not an empire, to build something even more powerful. A legacy infrastructure. A machine designed to shape the future long after he steps away. Stick around, because by the end of this story, you won't just see Amazon differently. You'll see the real reason he walked away. In 1994, Jeff Bezos quit his high-paying Wall Street job to chase an unproven idea, selling books online. It sounds simple now, but at the time, it was nearly absurd. E-commerce was barely a whisper. No infrastructure, no demand, no guarantee. So why do it? Because Bezos wasn't trying to be a bookseller. He was testing a delivery system. From day one, he was focused on scale, not growth. Scale. There's a difference. Growth means making more money. Scale means building something that gets stronger as it grows. He didn't name the company Books.com. He named it Amazon, after the largest, most powerful river on Earth, because he knew the books were just the beginning. Fast forward 10 years, and Amazon is thriving, not just in books, but everything. But Bezos doesn't stop. He reinvests every dollar. He builds warehouses, he builds data centers, he builds logistics systems that rival nations. Why? Because he's not chasing margins. He's building infrastructure. Most CEOs build for the quarter. Bezos built for the century. In fact, he once said, "If everything you do needs to work on a 3-year time horizon, you're competing against a lot of people. But if you're willing to invest on a 7-year time horizon, you're now competing against a fraction." That mindset is everything. He didn't build Amazon fast, he built it deep. Now here's where it gets interesting. In 2021, Bezos stepped down as CEO of Amazon. Most headlines called it a retirement. But look closer. He didn't leave power. He repositioned it. He became executive chairman. He kept his board seat. He still owns over 10% of Amazon. But he removed himself from day-to-day operations. Why? Because the machine was already built. Now he could use it. Behind the scenes, Bezos was already constructing the next layer. Blue Origin, Bezos Expeditions, the Washington Post, the Earth Fund. Each one of these isn't a side project. They're chess pieces in a larger strategy. He once said, "Space is the only way to continue human growth." Not because it sounds nice, because he sees Earth as step one. That's what Blue Origin is about. It's not a competitor to SpaceX. It's a logistics play, a long-term infrastructure bet, a way to move heavy industry off Earth and preserve the planet. And it's being funded quietly by Amazon. Every time someone buys toothpaste, a piece of that revenue is building rockets. That's not a coincidence. That's orchestration. Then there's Bezos Expeditions, his private investment firm. Few people talk about it, but it controls stakes in Airbnb, Uber, Twitter, Unity, Grail, and more. It's where Bezos places bets on the future, and it's not structured like a typical venture firm. It's private, it's quiet, it's permanent capital, and it means Bezos doesn't have to sell. He can wait, he can shape, He can do what most investors can't: build without exit. Then there's the Washington Post. Some called it vanity. They were wrong. The Post wasn't just a media buy, it was a control node. Information, narrative, influence. Bezos understands that shaping how people think is more powerful than selling them something. And under his leadership, the Post didn't just survive, it digitized, it scaled, it became a global voice. He didn't buy a newspaper, he bought a platform. And finally, there's the Earth Fund, a $10 billion commitment to fighting climate change. Again, not a marketing move, a systems move. Because if your long-term vision involves Earth, you need Earth to survive. Bezos isn't thinking about 2025. He's thinking about 2125. Now zoom out. What do all these moves have in common? They weren't reactive. They were designed. Bezos doesn't chase opportunities. He builds architecture. Amazon was the foundation. These are the towers. And that's why stepping down was never a retreat. It was a release. He didn't quit. He deployed. Most people build to cash out. Bezos built to expand. Most step away when the spotlight fades. He stepped back to operate from the shadows. And while others chase relevance, Bezos is chasing continuity. So let me ask you this. If you built something that generated $500 million a day, would you walk away? Or would you turn that machine toward something bigger? Jeff Bezos didn't just build Amazon. He built a multi-layered system designed to influence markets, media, and the movement of humanity itself. That's not entrepreneurship. That's empire design. So next time you hear his name, remember, it's not about what he ran. It's about what he set in motion. And that's the part most people miss. This wasn't luck. It wasn't timing. It was decades of strategic patience and total restraint. While others scaled fast and burned out, Bezos kept laying track, quietly, relentlessly, without the need to be understood. That's what real legacy looks like. Not noise, not spotlight, just depth. Deep enough to survive the builder. Because what he was really building all along wasn't Amazon. It was everything after. If you're drawn to the minds behind empires and the systems that outlived them, subscribe to Forged in Fortune. Because power doesn't always look loud, and legacy doesn't always wear a name tag. Some of the biggest moves in history, no one even noticed them until they worked.